your year, your leave type, and the status either is paid or unpaid. Whatever you select all these attributes and then click show, it will create a report having an employee code about the leave reason, how many leaves has been allocated to him, and how much he has taken it, and how much remaining leaves it will be shown us. Let's see how it has been coded. First of all, I have called here setup, my new setup class. I have created an object of my setup class. Then I have created a security class object. Then created leave class object, general class object, and leave movements. These are the classes objects have been created, and a variable count has been taken, which is initialized to 0. Next, on page load, I have called a function bind data. Let's see what bind data is doing. Bind data is simply, here it is the bind data. Bind data is simply string hop id is just taking s.get company id. What is s? S is an object of security. From security is getting get company code, and whatever the company is logged in, its company code is then passed to company id string. Then drop down location drop down data source has been assigned, which is general.set initial value. My setup is a setup class object dot get on location by company id, and here this variable company id has been passed. Then the data source, it means that this will get all the locations for particular company id and bind it with this drop down location here, drop down bind. Next, on page load. So on page load, next is bind leave. Here bind leave is again taking company id, and drop down leave types is after company id select, it will select all the leaves assigned defined within a company. It will be all bind to this drop down leave type. Next, drop down year has been bind. Then there is a button show, which after clicking on button show, it will visible a panel print visible, which is a panel which will be showing the report bind grid, and the data to be bind on that panel is bind grid. So here first we are passing company id to a string, to a variable, then passing the whatever selected location is passing in the location id string. Then leave type is passed to all the selected values are passed to a variable. Then data set has been taken, and here it is checked if month is this, then the date will be passed to a query. This is a function created which will be taking all the records, getting all the records. Then data set, then we are creating a data columns to data set. Then a loop has been created to count all these things. Then the grid is given that data source, which is bind over, which is all the records, which is having all the records. Then it is bind over here, and then panel code is blue. And selected drop down location selected, and drop down location selected here. Index change. Whenever the location is changed, all these fields will be changed. If the drop down location is empty, then it won't visible any of the other drop downs or any of the panels. If it is selected, then those drop downs, the labels, and the panels will be visible. Then after binding a grid, then grid is counting the rows. Through this, rows will be counted and will be printed at the back. Then the label.count object created label count, to which those values will be passed to it. Here it is binding Excel report, here it is binding CSV report, here Word code is being binding PDF code, here email is sent to any of the